So I've just started week 1 of my 10-month breathwork facilitation training, and I thought that because I've already had more than 5 years of experience, everything was going to be so simple, a piece of cake, just 15 minutes practice twice a day. But by the third night, something completely unexpected hit me. Not in the session, but in my sleep. And I woke up with this intense wave of emotion I've never felt before. So it made me realize I don't know anything yet. In this video, I'll share what really happened that first week and the 3 lessons I wish I'd known before I started. So if you just started your breathwork study and practice too, this one is for you.
This moment matters.
Hi, I'm Tony, talking about everything beyond the ordinary, everyday life psychology so we can think differently about life's deeper meaning. So for the first week of my breathwork facilitator trainings with 7 directions, we followed week 1 of Michael Brown's The Presence Process. Breathe for 15 minutes twice a day and hold the intention, this moment matters. And I thought this would be so easy because I've done breathwork for 5 years before. Click here to see the video that I made. So how hard could 15 minutes twice a day really be? But by day 3, I had this massive, vivid dream while I was traveling in Portugal, away from my home and my dog in London. In my dream, my phone rang. A voice said, "Your dog has passed away." But I was overseas away from home, so I didn't even get to say goodbye to my dog. And a huge wave of sadness hit me, and I was crying and wailing uncontrollably in my dream. And when I snapped awake, my body was frozen and shaking at the same time. A single terrifying thought hit me. Is this a premonition? Has my dog, Amadeus, just died? I couldn't call my neighbor who was looking after him because it was past midnight and I didn't want to wake him. So I just laid in my bed and prayed Amadeus was okay. But then I remember my shadow practice from my teacher, Charlie Morley. In my nightmare, when the monsters show up, don't run. Try to hug the monster. But only this time, the monster wasn't fear. It was sadness. So I did exactly that. I let the sadness come up, I wrapped my arms around it and hugged it close to me. And when I woke up the next morning, I still remember the sadness, but my body felt lighter. Light enough to realize Amadeus is still here. So he's over 12 years old now, so we probably don't have many years left, but today he's still here. So week 1 didn't give me bliss, it gave me sadness. But it gave me the best lesson, this moment matters. Cherish every moment I still have with my dog because one day I'll miss him terribly when he's no longer around. So my first week of breathwork training taught me sadness, and sadness taught me to cherish every moment of this life more. So for the first week of training, we read and practiced week 1 of Michael Brown's The Presence Process. The book is a 10-week experience-first journey that trains you to live in the present rather than in a mental time, regretting about the past or worrying about the future. Quietening the overthinking mind helps to build real, felt awareness, so you stop outsourcing answers and start noticing what your own system is trying to tell you. So here's what week 1 actually asks. The breathing technique is what the book calls conscious connected breathing, done 15 minutes twice a day. So you sit upright and warm, eyes closed, breathing through the nose, and keep the inhale and exhale connected. No pauses. Easy and natural. And during the session, you repeat the phrase, "I am here now in this," in your mind and as you breathe. So inhale, I, exhale, am, inhale, here, exhale, now, inhale, in, exhale, this. And for week 1, the intention is, this moment matters. Okay, but what's the point of week 1? First, present moment awareness stops being a nice idea and become a felt baseline you can come back to, especially when you find yourself spinning about the past or the future. Second, you build a strong habit and a mental muscle to show up whether your day was great or terrible. And third, you begin to integrate your emotion instead of pushing them down, where they get stuck in the body or your brain, and turning them into drama or self-medication. Quick clarity notes for this video. I'm only sharing my breathwork facilitation training journey. If you're curious, please review the contraindications listed in the description section below. and work with a qualified facilitator through the GPBA directories. I've linked it below. Alright, so here are 3 things I've learned from week 1 that I'm carrying into the next week. Lesson 1. Commit to consistency. Do the 15 minutes practice twice a day, when I want to do it and when I don't feel like doing it. So stop chasing a breakthrough and start chasing just showing up. Lesson 2. Expect resistance. And follow the rule, missing one practice is okay if I forget or run out of time, but never missing 2 practices in a row. And lesson 3. Trust the process. I honestly thought that the first 3 days of practice were boring and a bit stupid because I have so many better breathwork practices before. But then after 3 days, I had my big sadness shadow integration experience. So even when it looks like nothing's happening, it's building up into something bigger that might show up later. So before my first week of breathwork facilitation practice, and before my nightmare that I had where I couldn't say goodbye to my dog, I thought studying and practicing the presence process and breathing on this moment matters was only about worrying less, being happier, and getting things done faster. But after my experience in week 1, I started thinking differently. Maybe practicing breathing on this moment matters isn't here to make us worry less, or be happier, or be more productive. Maybe it's here to teach us to cherish these moments and every moment with the ones we love, because we will miss them terribly when we or they are gone. So if you had a breathwork practice experience before, please let me know in the comment section below. And if you enjoy watching this video, please click like, subscribe, and share with your friend. It really helps me to make more videos like this. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.